Well, it's 2025, Cedar Point's been open for a couple of months, and believe it or not, Top Thrill 2 has been running pretty consistently. So is Top Thrill 2 quote-unquote fixed now? Will it run consistently for the rest of the season? I'll be sharing my thoughts on those questions in this video, stay tuned. First of all, no, this is a prototype attraction and the issues this ride experiences will be unique to this attraction. There are very few rides like this in the world, and this is the only Zamperla Strata coaster. So when this ride encounters issues, when this ride has problems, and it will, those issues will be unique to this ride. This ride is quite literally one of a kind, it's a prototype attraction, so it's hard to guess what type of issues it will have. I mean, at this point, I don't think Cedar Point knows, I don't think Zamperla knows, I think everyone can just guess and wait and see what happens. The ride is running pretty consistently right now, and right now the real question is what issues it will encounter when it breaks down, and how easy those will be to address. For example, on Valraven, the floor lowers before the train dispatches and there's sensors all along that floor, and those sensors always seem to fail. That's a consistent issue that's specific to that ride. This year, Millennium Force seems to be having troubles with the new lift motor for whatever reason, and that's an issue specific to that ride. My point being, most of the rides at Cedar Point have reoccurring maintenance issues and breakdowns due to the design and intricacies of these rides. Top Thrill 2 is a one-of-a-kind ride. There aren't any other Zamperla Strata coasters in the world, so it's difficult to predict what issues this ride will encounter in the future and how that will affect the operations and uptime of this attraction. Right now, I think it's a waiting game. I think the Cedar Point maintenance team and Zamperla just need to watch the ride closely and study what happens. The trains were already sent back to Zamperla last year and they underwent multiple redesigns. I'm not exactly sure what they changed, but it seems to have helped. I don't really want to speculate too much about what they changed on the new trains. I read online that they may have changed the design of the wheel assemblies, and I'm not really sure what else they may have changed, but it seems to have helped. It seems like the issues with the trains don't end there though. It is now rumored that the plastic seat backs and the plastic zero car and the spoiler behind the train are rattling excessively and causing more issues for the ride. During my most recent visit, I witnessed multiple mechanics remove all of the seat backs on the silver train, thoroughly inspect them, and then put them all back on the train. I also saw images online of blue train with silver seatbacks for whatever reason. I'm not really sure what's going on, all I can do is speculate, but it seems to align with the rumors. And then a few days after that, there was the whole rumor about the spike being cracked. I have no clue about that. There's very little evidence to support any of that. I think those might just be kind of outlandish rumors, especially because we would have seen welding take place if the spike was indeed cracked. And then there were a couple days in late June where the ride was almost closed without reason. It was a beautiful summer day, and I think for about 3 days in a row the ride was closed. The popular rumor online was that it was just too hot and the LSMs were overheating, and I could probably see that. That would maybe make sense. The main argument against that is, well, Maverick was running fine, Velocicoaster runs in 90-degree heat all the time. And while yes, that's technically true, but Intamin has their LSM launches supplied by InDrive Tech. Companies like InDrive Tech and Intrasys are relatively experienced in making LSM launches, and the same can't exactly be said for Zamperla. As far as I'm aware, the only 2 LSM coasters Zamperla has made are Lightning Launch at P&E Playland in Canada and Top Thrill 2 at Cedar Point. So this is relatively new ground for Zamperla, and I'm not exactly sure whether they made the LSMs themselves or contracted another company to make them. Either way, I think it would be hard to compare these to the LSMs made by Intrasys or InDrive Tech. So it could be plausible that Top Thrill 2 was closed because the LSMs were overheating, but lately it's just been one issue after another, and I think that's a good thing. I think right now, the more problems this ride has, the better. And no, that's not a jab at Top Thrill 2 or Cedar Point. I mean, right now, it's going to be harder to repair issues the first time than it will be the second time this happens, or the third time this happens. It's good for the ride to have these issues, and for the mechanics to work on these, because the solution will be easier the second, third, fourth, fifth time, sixth time, and so on. As of June 28th, Top Thrill 2 has been open for 54% of the season, and realistically, I think it's only going to get better from here. I think as more time goes on, this ride will just get more and more reliable. I think everyone can safely agree that last year Top Thrill 2 was a pretty big disaster. The ride was barely open all season long. I think it was open for a total of 5 or 6 days. And most of that was before the season even started. But right now, I'm really hopeful that the worst is behind us for Top Thrill 2. I think the future for the ride looks pretty bright, and it's a fantastic ride. If you didn't get a chance to experience Top Thrill 2 last season, now is your best opportunity. Well, maybe not best, but it's a good opportunity. If you're not sure about it, give it a couple more months. This ride will continue to have problems. But the more issues this ride has, the better the mechanics will understand the ride. I think the more issues, the better, really. A lot of this video was speculation and just me sharing my thoughts, but I do firmly believe that the future of Top Thrill 2 looks really bright, and I do believe that as time goes on, the ride will get more and more reliable. So in summary, I do believe Top Thrill 2 is quote-unquote fixed, and I think right now is a great opportunity to go experience it. It's a fantastic attraction, so much fun. I've put off making this video for quite a while because it just seems like every single week it's one issue after another. First we had the rumors about the plastic seat backs, and then we had the rumors about the spike being cracked, and now the rumors about the LSMs overheating. It's just one thing after another with this ride. I think we've gotten to a point where we can say there wasn't a magic fix that solved every single problem with this ride, but the ride is looking pretty reliable now. So no, it wasn't fixed in the sense of it's going to be open every single day all day long, but it does seem fixed in the sense that it's been operating pretty consistently. And for most of the season, the wait time has been under 2 hours. I think the park's going to get a lot busier in July, August, September, October, so right now is a really good chance to ride it. It's one of my favorites at the park, so I really hope all of you get the chance to ride it. It's great. If you enjoyed this commentary / speculation video, stay tuned, I have a lot more to come. Like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.